Hello and welcome to Cracking the Cryptic for today's bonus content on what I calculate to be day 45 of the lockdown here in the UK, but my calculations are based on the numbering I occasionally put on the thumbnails about how many bonus videos we've done since we went to 2 puzzles a day for the period, so I might have missed 1 or 2. Anyway, also we might get news in the UK today. We might have it by now on what's happening in terms of the future, so we'll see how long we can keep going with these 2 a day. But for now, this is a puzzle from the New York Times, one of their hard Sudokus. Now, a lot of the puzzles we've put up lately have been fantastic constructions, which is great, but sometimes that means they're a bit hard to get into. So I'm hopeful that this, as a classic Sudoku, will be quite accessible if you've kind of paid some attention to our methods at least, or indeed if you're of a decent standard anyway. So it's labelled hard. They are typically pretty tough, but often can be cracked using, it's very often a triple in the New York Times, or sometimes a helpfully placed pair. So let's just think about that as we go into it. It's not always that, but that can often be the way to get going. So do feel free to try the puzzle yourself on the in our software on the link below the video, and I'm going to start solving it now. So let's get cracking. We've got a box down here with 1, 5, 8, 2 and 3, 6 looking into the top row. So we can place 6 and 3 in that order because of the 6 up here. Then we can place 7, 4 and 9, which you can either look at because 7 is ruled out of those 2 and 4 is ruled out of that one, or you could actually just look at this cell and say it's a naked single, being a 9. So that's a decent start. Then across the bottom, 5, 8, 2, 7 placed already. 9 and 3 clearly have to go into this box, so we can place them as well. So this isn't a bad start at all. This is naked as well. 7, 3, 9, 5, 8, 2 in the row, 4 and 6 in the column. So that's a 1, and it's flanked by a 4, 6 pair. 1 in this box is ruled out of all of these cells by these ones, so it's in there. That may, 7's in one of these. I'm going to pencil mark that into the corners where its position is limited within a box as usual. 8 must be in one of those because of that 8. One of these must be 5 because that 5 is looking at those 2. Not much else really screaming at the bottom though, so let's put in some other pencil marks. So 6 must be in one of, 6 must be in one of those, given that 6 and that 6. 5 is limited to those 2. 7 must, I think, be in one of those. Yes, there's 2 7s in columns 4 and 6. 3 is in column 4 up there. 6 actually is, that 6 limits it from those, that 6 takes out that. So 6 is confined into the top row and therefore in box 2 and therefore row 2 in box 1. 4 can be placed up here. Look at, anytime you get 4 4s looking into a box or 4 of 1 digit, you can place the last one in the box they're all looking at. Does that help with other 4s? Yes, there must be a 4 here as well. Less helpful in the other boxes. Oh, okay, there's not all that much else to go on. Sorry, I put 5 in. Let's get the notation right. Somehow I managed to put that in the center and I want it in the corners of those cells. Anything I place in the center, like here, it's, once you've kind of exhausted what you can learn off these Snyder notation pencil marks, it can be very helpful to try and make further progress by limiting cells which say have 2 candidates only. So this one's either 2 or 8 because of what it can see in its row and column. This one's 2 and 5. Yeah. This one is part of a very interesting group of 3 cells here. So, I mean, I noticed that by noticing that this can be 2, 5, or 7 down here. And so I'm starting to wonder, is there anything that, are they tripled up with anything either in this box or in the column? And look at this cell, 8, 9 in the column, 6, 1, 3, 4 in the row. So that's 2, 5, or 7. So these cells, let's just color them purple, form a triple. And maybe, I hope it's useful. Yes, actually, because look, those 7s up there mean that 7 in this first box is limited to those 2, and now it can't be in that one because of this 2, 5, 7 triple. That is a nice way to get to that. So there's the triple, just as almost predicted. 7, 2, 9, 5. Oh, and look, use it again. 5 can't be here now. And this 5's already prevented those, so we can place 5 as well, which fixes the 5 up here. That's nice. So you kind of use the triple twice in a row. 9, 5, 7, 2. So 8 means, this 8 means that one of these is an 8. Which is good because of this 8 as well. That's ruling out those 3. So 8 is in one of those 2. 8's in one of those 2. This one is a 1 or a 9, I would say. Keep looking for logic. Okay, 9 actually, yes, into the same box. It's limited out of all of those cells by the 2 9s we've got. So 9's in one of those 2. Doesn't have to be in this one just because that's a 1 or a 9 possibility. But that's limiting 9 up here to one of those 2 as well, because being in that one rules out that cell, and this one rules out those. 1's still possible in any of those because that's 3 cells. Maybe not so useful to put it in. What else have we got? It hasn't really sprung open after 1 triple then, has it? This is either 2 or 3, I can see. 7, 4, 6, 9, 1 in a row. This one's either 2 or 6. Yeah, it's a second triple. Look at that. That's not what I was expecting. This cell, 7, 4, 9, 1, 5 in the column, 8 in the row, that's 2, 3, or 6. So we've got another triple, and the reason I think this one is much harder, I don't know if it's been there from the start, probably not, because we had to get that 7 to make it work. So this one has emerged, and the reason I really think this triple's hard to spot is because it's across 3 different boxes. It's not that hard to spot 2 in a box and look for something to pick up with them. But that just came about because I happened to see this was restricted to 2 numbers, and then that this one was. And now I've been able to pick them all off. So 2, 3, and 6 can't be in any of the other cells in this row. That's the key point from that. And I'm hoping that that's going to help us with something else. So we've got 2, 3, 6, 5, 8 sort of placed. This is 1 or a 9. Oh, I'm going to be really irritated if that doesn't help. Surely that must give us something. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. Okay. I don't. I'm a bit gobsmacked. How can that not be helping? This one is now 8 or 9. This is 2 or 9. These are quite restricted too. Yeah, that's all right. 2, 5, 4, 7, 9. Not going to have to find a third triple, am I? That would be surprising for this puzzle, surprising generally. Or maybe I've just missed some obvious inference. That's quite possible too. 2, 3, 6, 5, 8. Just read. This is either 4 or 9 now, which is quite restricted actually. 5 therefore, no, it could be there. 6, 5, 1, 4, 9. But that could be any of 4, 7, 9, and this any number 4, 7, 1, 4. Oh no, 4, 7 on. Okay. No, that can be. Sorry, 2, 3, 6, 5, 8. Oh, that's the one that can be any of them. 1, 4, 7, or 9. And this one could be 4, 7, or 9. So they're not. There's no further triple or double within those. Okay, interesting. I missed. Didn't get any traction there. So 3 now. Ah, no, this is it. Yes. Yes, this is the point. That 1, 9 is important because 3 can't go there. And given this 3 and this 3, that means 3 is limited to one of these 2 cells. And in fact, that's a 3, 6 pair now. So let's take 6 out of the corners, 2 out of that cell, and 3. Because 3 can't be there, this must be a 3, 6 pair now. Yeah. And that's going to help. Now we can finish off the top of this column with an 8 and a 2, thanks to that 2. This is now a kind of 1, 9, 3 triple up here. I mean, not a hard one to spot or anything, but it does mean we can place the 2. So 3, 6, 4, 7, 5, 2. This is still part of a 1, 8, 9 group in this box. Now, did that 8 help? Puts an 8 in one of these 2 cells. Oh, 2 and 2 now give us a 2 here. And 1 is restricted to just those 2 cells. Oops. So in fact, yeah, this is now naked. 7, 2, 8, 5, 4 in the row, 3, 1, 9 in the column. So we can fill that in. The rest, oh, I keep getting wrong option. Right, the rest of the cells in this box form a chain that we're going to have to work out from somewhere else. 2 possibilities for each cell. Now that's 6. That's fixed our 2, 3, 6 triple. So this one has to be 2. That makes this one 3 and this one 6. So that helps us get other stuff going, I believe. 2, 3, 1, 9. One of these is a 2. Actually, it's not instantly giving up at that point. One of the, yeah, we know one of those is 7. This is quite a tough, quite a crunchy New York Times puzzle. Nice. Oh, this now is naked, is it? 7, 2, 9, 4, 5 in the box, 3, 6, 1 in the column. Crikey, quite a lot of stuff you need to spot around. There may be other ways to do this puzzle, to be fair. One of those is a 3. Now we've got 2 and 5 to place down here. Does the triple stop that? No, it doesn't. In fact, maybe we should be just checking on this triple. This is 1 or 4, but it's not actively giving me anything else. I'm sure something is obvious now and I'm not spotting it, so just wait while I do spot it. Don't get too angry with me. Ah, right, these 2. Ah, in fact, this one is 2, isn't it? 2's ruled out of that cell. Yeah, so in this box, the only place left for 2's here. So that's what was clear there. Right, yeah, 5 here. That place is 8. That place is 7. We've sorted out this triple 2 finally. It's interesting how the first one you get isn't the first one you can resolve. And that allows us to finish off row 8 and column 6. 8, 2, 3, 1. Oh, that 8, that sorts out our 4 way up here. So we can put 8 there. 1, 9, 3, 6 and 4 to go in that box. 5 must be here. This is 7-9 pair that I cannot resolve yet. That's not 8. Oh, that gives us a 1-9 pair in the column. That 8. Surely one of these will go. No, not necessarily. So 6, 2, 6, 5, 1, 4 or 9 there. Somehow this isn't over yet. Oh yes, look, this row has only got 1 digit remaining, so that does fix pretty much everything, and now the rest is just filling in. So what an interesting puzzle. I mean, that had a lot more to it. No wonder Ahmed was having some difficulties with it, because there was nothing easy going on there, in my opinion. Certainly not for a logical solve. I have a feeling that if I was trying to speed solve that in a competition, I'd have been bifurcating quite early and probably getting there quite quickly. But that's not an easy logical solve at all. So thanks very much for watching the video. I hope you had some fun with the puzzle. Let us know in the comments, as always. And thank you very much for your support for the channel. Do subscribe if you haven't already. Follow us on Patreon, Twitter. We've got Instagram clues read out and solved every day by Simon. There's, you know, plenty going on the site, as well as our apps and that extra content on Patreon. So thank you very much for all your support. And of course, have a look at our viewer tribute video that went out yesterday if you haven't already. It is quite a good watch, I think. Thanks very much for watching, and hope to see you again soon on Cracking the Cryptic. Bye for now.